So I applied for it. Took the test in 1973. A court order came out right around that time telling the city of Chicago was about to hire more minorities on the fire department. Well, a lot of us scored very well, and with Mayor Daley's father's resistance to hire more blacks on the fire department, he refused, just outright refused. Matter of fact, his famous quote was, over his dead body, was he going to be made to hire any minorities on his fire department.
That's Mayor Daley, the current Mayor Daley's daddy.
His daddy.
He sounds kind of racist. It sounds kind of harsh.
Well, you know what?
It's different. I know it's a different era, but you know what I'm saying?
That might be the definition you would see in the dictionary.
Man, sounds racist to me.
I always had instances of it, okay, but that was slapped in the face.
While I'm going to long dissertation, you know, that was in the 70s, and the younger people would say, well, Mr. McCann, Mr. Sam, this is 2008.
Yes.
Things have changed.
Yes, well, that's what they think, okay. It's a different approach on how to bring different things.
Yeah.
As we find that our young folks are a little more educated than we were back in the 70s and all, well, they're also a little more educated, so they have to have a different way to bring it at them, but things haven't really changed.
So you're saying, although this is 2008 and you started in the 70s, 29 years ago, racism is still with us?
Deja vu, okay. Wow. We did a lawsuit back in 1998. Fire department gave the exam in 1995, and African Americans, as usual, didn't do too well on that exam. Well, it's an exam that they put together, it's an exam that they administer, and purposely they make sure we don't do well. So any black African American that I could find, I sent them to the EEOC. EEOC did an investigation, and after they finished their 2-year investigation, 96, 97, 98, they say, yeah, hands down, the city of Chicago discriminated against the black applicants that took that exam. Well, the city has taxpayers' dollars to work with when you go to court.
So they have money to pay the lawyers.
Bunch of money.
To go to court.
Yes.
To fight fairly, being fair.
Yes, well, just being fair.
They don't want to be fair, so they spend the taxpayers millions of dollars not to be fair.
An organization called Civil Rights Under the Justice of the Law, they were monitoring this case. They decided to take the case pro bono because they knew it was a good case and all. So they went into the courts with their heavy lawyers. Right now, this case has been going on since 1998.
1998?
Yes. So, 97 is when it officially started.
That's 11 years.
11 years ago.
Jesus.
Won the case, but the city is still appealing. And what the end result was, the city was told to hire 132 blacks. There's a 6,000 in the class action suit, 6,000 blacks in the suit. Pay the rest of the folks, and then you can move on with your process. Well, the mayor has that hand, as I said, deja vu. Just as his dad, he has decided that he is not going to hire no blacks on his fire department by force or no other way. So again, taxpayers' dollars is being spent frivolously right now, appealing to keep blacks from being hired.
I never met the mayor. But when I was a kid, I didn't understand all that stuff. I used to watch the news in the 1970s, so the perception was Mayor Daley's father was racist, and the perception now is Mayor Daley's racist, but it's a different type of racism. The results are still the same, but they go about it a different way. But is that a fair assessment?
A fair assessment, and what we have going right now, Mark, is, you see, when we was fighting his father, trying to get employment, the current mayor was old enough to understand what his daddy wanted to do.
Right.
So right now, as being employed for the fire department for that 29 years and 4 months, I can speak heavily on that. And right now, I honestly say that we might have a personal lawsuit against the Daley family. Because what the mayor is doing right now is living his daddy's legacy out, and his legacy is to make sure he don't integrate that fire department properly.
Well, what's so ironic, for those of you who don't live in Chicago, many African Americans back in the day voted for who? Mayor Daley, his daddy.
Well, this is what they say.
Go right in. Break it down.
We don't know what the process is.
Break it down. Well, you know, on the surface.
I mean, everyone is acquainted with what happened in Florida. Everybody's acquainted with what happened in Ohio. Right. Is not spoken about what possibly happened in Chicago, Illinois.
Well, figures lie like it figures in the back. When I was a kid, they used to have the old vote machine. I never voted in the old machine. They were like little levers or something, right? Yes. And now they had the punch card. Now they got this. You push the button. So no matter what they use to count the votes.
Controllable process.